Thank you very much for visiting my channel. If not difficult, like and subscribe to my channel to always be aware of events. Thank. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky joined President Joe Biden and other G7 leaders on Tuesday morning for an emergency virtual meeting at a crucial moment in the war in Ukraine. A day earlier, Russia bombarded his country with dozens of missiles, hitting energy facilities and residential neighborhoods in a major escalation of Vladimir Putin's air war. More strikes were reported just before Zelensky joined the 1.5-hour call, killing at least one person in the southeastern town of Zaporizhzhia and leaving part of the western city of Lviv without power. Zelensky says more air defenses are his number one priority. Western leaders fear that Putin is intent on doing anything he can to reverse Ukrainian gains and could even resort to deploying tactical nuclear weapons. A day earlier, Biden joined a chorus of international condemnation after Russia struck civilian targets in Ukraine, saying the missile attacks showed the utter brutality of Vladimir Putin's illegal war. At least 11 people died as missiles rained down on 10 cities, including the capital Kyiv. These attacks killed and injured civilians and destroyed targets with no military purpose, said Biden. They once again demonstrate the utter brutality of Mr. Putin's illegal war on the Ukrainian people. We offer our condolences to the families and loved ones of those who were senselessly killed today, as well as our best wishes for the recovery of those who were wounded. Ukrainian officials said the assault included some 83 missiles, making it the most widespread assault since the war began. They hit busy intersections, parks and tourist attractions right in the center of Kyiv. The Ukrainian State Emergency Service said at least 11 people were killed and 64 were wounded. Putin said they were launched in response to an attack that damaged a key Russian bridge and warned that more could follow. The missiles slammed into civilian neighborhoods, or appeared to target energy infrastructure at a time when the region is preparing for the bitter cold of winter. They come as Russian forces have been pushed back by Ukrainian resistance, triggering fears that Putin could even use nuclear weapons in an effort to shore up his troops as well as his own hold on power in Moscow. Biden demanded that he end the war and promised more support for Ukraine. These attacks only further reinforce our commitment to stand with the people of Ukraine for as long as it takes, he said, as he prepared to leave his Delaware home and return to the White House. Alongside our allies and partners, we will continue to impose costs on Russia for its aggression, hold Putin and Russia accountable for its atrocities and war crimes, and provide the support necessary for Ukrainian forces to defend their country and their freedom.